Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk Leeds United. A new era, a new dawn, a new beginning under Daniel Farke is finally here, with Phil Hay announcing yesterday that Daniel Farke was to fly in this evening and he's going to take training on Wednesday. So finally, it's happening. In fact, by the time you read this, it might be on the Leeds United website on Twitter, and yeah, it's happening today by the looks of it, and I'm a relieved man. I think the stress and the pain of last season has sort of boiled and spilled over into this pre-season, and that's why me personally, and probably some of you, have been getting so irritated with absolutely everything to do with Leeds, because we're still holding on to the pain of last season. But it's time to let it go now, and this isn't some therapy session. But it is time to forget about the past. It's time to forget about Victor Orta and Radrizzani. I don't even care about Sampdoria and Seville, whatever. It's gone. It's all gone. We can move on. It's a new start. It's a fresh start for the club. And we've got a fabulous manager to try and guide us back to the Premier League, Champions League. I was going to say that would be nice. But yeah, Premier League. Two-time winner, Daniel Farke, and not just winner, they romped it both times with ease. They won the league comfortably, playing some beautiful football. First time they won it, they lost 7 games. The second time they won it, they lost 6 games. His championship record, I'm not going to get it up again. I've already put it up about 5 times, and you've probably all seen it, but it's a fantastic record. Dominates possession. Got a brilliant win ratio. I think they kept 46 clean sheets out of about 150 games. There's nearly 1 in every 3 games. That's a clean sheet. You're looking, that's 15, 16, 17 clean sheets in a season. It's amazing. And after all the other managers we've been linked with, other than Corberhan, perhaps, Daniel Farke was always the one that I wanted the most. And I'm pleased that we finally got him. It's been a tough few weeks, and like I said, it's sort of spilt over from the relegation, the way that the team last season just capitulated. It's sort of heightened my anger personally, but it's time to, like I said, let it all go now. The new season's 32 days away. So he's got a bit of time. I know, we was all saying we're running out of time, and to a degree we was. But if you think about it now, proper training, all the testing and that has been going on the last couple of days. Proper training begins tomorrow, I believe. And as Phil Hay said, Farke will be there to take that session. So I'm hoping he puts his arm around Nonto, and he puts his arm around Sinistera and whoever else, and says, look, here's what I'm going to do. Here's the football I play. You're going to be a big part of it. Just hang on one more season, because we'll be back in the Prem next season. Give it 1 more year. Out of all those players, Harrison, Sinistera, Nonto, Adams, if we can just keep Somerville, if we can just keep 2 of them, then I think we're in with a shout. With a couple of good additions, I think we're in with a shout of winning the league. And people think that, well, that's optimistic. Is it really? Like, I think this isn't the championship when we got relegated before in 2004 or 5, and we were crippled with debt and we had an awful squad. In championship levels, we've got a brilliant squad already. Even when a few of these big guns go, even the fringe players are good at this level. And if we can make a couple of new additions, then we're going to have a real good chance of winning the league. We've got the parachute payments. We've got new owners who have got a bit of buck, and obviously, if we are going to sell some of these players, we're going to have a decent amount of money to spend. So I'm confident we get back up at the first attempt. Just going to jump into a few quotes from Daniel Farke about his style of play and stuff. I found it really interesting to read, because this gives you an idea of his footballing philosophy. I can't actually make that any bigger, but I'm going to read them all out to you. If you're not interested in these quotes, then just fast forward about a minute and it will be gone. But I found it really interesting. So he said, I always want my players to be the protagonists on the pitch. I like us to be in the possession. So that's, obviously what we want is to enjoy watching Leeds again, especially under Bielsa. We love dominating possession. So that's a good start. We work a lot on controlling the game, the structure of possession and controlling the ball. That is always our most important topic. To be honest, I want to be good against the ball too, and in counter-attacks and set pieces. We know a lot of his players about possession, but also out of possession. The press is high, and it's a big part of his style. And quick counter-attacks and being quick in the transition is what he's all about. And that's the type of football that we've fallen in love with under Bielsa. And I'm not going to keep comparing them because they're two completely different people. But in terms of enjoying football, the last game I watched that I enjoyed Leeds playing really was under Bielsa. A couple under Marsh, when we thumped Chelsea. But it's just going to be nice to see us having a lot of the ball. Our quality on the ball should be the difference. That's what I try to implement. If you're always hunting and chasing, you get exhausted. The idea is to exhaust the opponents, not yourselves. It's important to have a plan B, C, D, and E. We always have clear principles, but you have to have different plans of how to bring these principles onto the pitch. That's one reason why our base formation is fluid. Sometimes we play 4-1-4-1, sometimes 3-5-2, sometimes 4-2-3-1. And actually, the 4-2-3-1 in the Championship was his go-to. I'll show you that in a minute. It's got all the formations he played under Norwich, and I think about 95% of them in the Championship were 4-2-3-1. But the thing I like about this is the plan B, C, and D. B, C, D, and E, sorry. Too many times under Marsh and Gracia, and we've got one way of playing, and if that doesn't work, and even Bielsa as well, one way of playing, if that doesn't work, we lose the game. He likes to adapt, whether it's before the game, and he says, well, we can't do that against this opponent, and we have to change it, or whether it's in play, whether we're holding on to a lead, or whatever we're doing, he likes being able to adapt. I want the players to be really flexible. That means a lot of work for our players. It's up to me to keep it simple. We had to create a turnaround and a new philosophy of how to work and play. It wasn't easy. I don't believe in fortune. I don't believe that you always have to punish or instill fear into players like the old days. Players need to trust they are human beings, and only in comfortable surroundings will you bring better performances. And yeah, all these quotes are just brilliant. I hope you can see them. I'm not going to read every single one of them, but we can see his philosophy and principles have similar traits to Bielsa. They do, about trusting the players, knowing what they're going to do when they go on the pitch. It never seems to be a shit show like we've experienced, over the years. He wants the players to feel comfortable in what they're doing, to believe in what they're doing, and have an identity, a philosophy, and that's important. And like he says, in that way, you get the best out of your players. He also said, my deep belief in one word is dominance. We want to be the protagonists. If we could choose, we would have the ball for 90 minutes. You have to have a clear philosophy as a club, how you want to play, the work ethic, the atmosphere. We are all addicted to results, but the biggest chance to do that is in a methodical way. And this one I like. You have to be flexible. It makes no sense to be stubborn. You're not playing for star points. You're playing for points, and you have to be efficient. It's spot on. If we're beating Rotherham away 1-0 on a Tuesday night in the tipping down rain, do we really care about playing nice football, or do we just want to leave with the 3 points? Of course we want to be tantalised with amazing football, but 3 points is what it's all about at the end of the day. And as long as 50-60% of the games we're playing amazing football and it's easy on the eye and it's beautiful to watch, I'm happy if the other 40% we're just grinding out wins. That's effectively the most important thing. So I said about his playing styles. So as you can see, you're courtesy of Transfer Market. Oh, and by the way, all the quotes from before were from our UFC data. So if you don't already follow our UFC data, I'm sure you probably do. Go and check them out on Twitter. Absolutely amazing content. Sorry, I forgot to say that before. But you can see his playing styles. So from here below is the Championship. Look how many times he's played a 4-2-3-1. That's his go-to. A couple of times it changes, but that was his go-to. And then we go back to the Championship again, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3. Nearly every single game in here he changed to get away to Ipswich, 4-4-2. But in general, every formation is 4-2-3-1, quite a bit of 3-5-2 there. And it wasn't until they were in the Premier League and getting slapped up most weeks that he started messing around with it a bit. And he obviously didn't find the formula, and then he went on to get sacked after beating Brentford away 2-1. So we can see the 4-2-3-1 is his go-to, and I think that's what the formation he'll adopt with us. He'll want two ball-winning midfielders in the CDM role. He'll want high fullbacks. Hopefully that's Cody Drame. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that first day of the season at home to Cardiff, and seeing how we line up and seeing how we play, and seeing the different styles of in-play game and in-play management. He's bringing all his coaching staff along with him, who he's been in the trenches with for years. He knows them all inside out. And it's just exciting. I'm excited for the first time in a long time. I'm very excited to be a Leeds fan. All the pain of before is gone, in my opinion. It's time to move forward. So yeah, anyway, getting into some transfer news. Obviously, we saw yesterday that we're being linked with Darlo of Newcastle. Personally, I'd be happy with that. Solid goalkeeper. People say, "Oh, he was at Hull last season. They came 15th." Well, what does that mean? If they had Edison in goal, they might have come 12th instead. It's sometimes it doesn't matter what goalkeeper you have. If your defence is absolutely shocking, then you're going to let in goals, like we saw with Meslier. Obviously, last season he was rubbish anyway, but the seasons before that he was decent. But we still let in however many goals, because if you've got 4 picks in defence, it doesn't really matter who you are in goal. Eventually you're going to let in goals. So yeah, we're linked with Carl Darlo on transfer market. His value is about 1 million. I don't know how accurate that is, but I wouldn't imagine it'd be much more than that. I'd be more than happy to sell Meslier for 15, 20 million or whatever we could get for him and replace him with Carl Darlo. I think that'd be a brilliant bit of business. So if we can get that done and over the line, I'd be delighted. We were being linked with Trafford from Bolton, but he's moved to Burnley now. So, Carl Darlo, I'd be delighted with. It's not a spectacular signing. It's not, majorly exciting, but we don't need that. We just need a steady, decent goalkeeper, and I think Darlo would bring that. Outgoings, it's all starting to happen now, isn't it? We saw Aronson is moving to Union Berlin, however you pronounce it. Yeah, not that bothered, to be honest. I think somewhere there's a player in there. His agility and his balance is brilliant, but is it? He falls over too much. I don't know what it is about Aronson. I think give him a couple of years, let him bulk up a bit and become a bit more intelligent, and there could be a player there. But yeah, good luck to Aronson. Got nothing against the bloke. Good luck to him. And obviously, Llorente's going to Roma. I think I saw yesterday it's a 5 million obligation if he plays more than 50% of the games. Again, not that bothered. Get him off the wage bill. See you later, mate. Robin Koch looked like he was going to Frankfurt on loan, which again his contract expires at the end of the season. Again, not that bothered. I'm really not that bothered. Our squad's sort of been split into two. There's like 5, 6, 7 players that I'm really bothered about: Rodrigo, Nonto, Somerville, Sinistera, all them lot, Harrison. And then the other half I just couldn't care less about. And sort of in the middle of them is Patrick Bamford. I'm still undecided about Bamford, but yeah, Robin Koch looks like he's joining Frankfurt. And this morning, ex-West Ham employee on Twitter, and he is a reliable source, and I can guarantee you that, because for any of you that play FPL, Fantasy Premier League, he's always got early league team news, and he's always got early news about West Ham, and he's been spot on over the years. And I'm unsure if he actually is an ex-West Ham employee. I know that might sound obvious because of his name, but I think he might be. So he's definitely in the know. Anyway, this morning he said that West Ham are eyeing up Koch, Harrison and Adams. And I believe, he's definitely a reliable source. So Harrison and Adams going to West Ham, I think that would be good moves for them. And maybe even Koch, but definitely Harrison. Like, if he's going to leave us, I think West Ham are a good club for him to go to. So we'll watch that with interest in the next few days. Roca is joining Betis, I believe. Again, not that bothered. When the season started last year, I really liked Roca, but as the season went on, I believe his performances dropped off a cliff, and that probably didn't help playing next to Pudding Face McKennie. But it is what it is. Not about these people anymore. It's a new era. I want Daniel Farke to get some Germans through the door if he has to, people that he trusts and relies. I want to see Cody Drame get a run in the team. It looks like Rutter's staying. Obviously, they're posting him. He's been the poster boy with the new training gear and the first day of testing and stuff. I think he will cook in the Championship. And people, a lot of people have been saying that. And then the other side of the fence, people have been saying, "Well, what are you basing that on? He's not a prolific goal scorer." I know that, but I think under Farke, I think we could get a lot out of Rutter. And I'm hoping he starts. I'm hoping Farke puts his hand around his arm around his neck and says, "Look, mate, you're my number one next season." Instill some confidence in him, because his confidence is going to be shattered, right? He's come over from Germany, a young lad, and he's not seen the grass. He's not seen anything in a team that were getting thumped every week. So Farke can wrap his arm around his neck and say, "Look, mate, forget about what's been before. This is what's going to happen going forward. You're my main man up there." And that's what I hope happens. Whether it will or not, I don't know. But yes, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. But if you wouldn't mind like, commenting, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And like I said, make sure you get your comments in. I read every single comment. I reply to every single comment, and I always will. It's a new channel, just growing, and I know you might think, well, it's easier to reply to comments when you've only got 10, 20, but I literally will, even if there's hundreds, because I appreciate every single one of you. The channel's doing really well. Obviously, I went on Joe's football show the other day, which massively helped. What a top man he is. He's helped me so much. And hopefully it will continue to keep growing. And I appreciate all the likes, all the comments, all the subscribers. Appreciate all of you. So it's a new beginning, guys. So let go of the past and look forward to the future.